welcome you guys to another episode of Sports Talk Unfiltered, man, where we're talking a lot of sports. Oh man, Todd, I got something to say. We're gonna talk about that a little bit. We're talking a lot of sports, man. We got a lot to get into. How's everybody doing?
Good,
Right,
man.
right.
Everything's good. Good.
Everything good? Everybody safe?
Good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
All right,
life is good.
all right, man. We
Just
not
pray
gonna
for
hit
my
this.
Yes,
filter.
sir. I think so.
All right,
Just pray for
everybody
my
good.
filter.
All right.
Pray
We
for
want to
my
make sure
filter, and I'll be good.
everybody said y'all keep yourselves together tonight. We know we know it's a lot going on. All right, Todd, it's good to see you, man. We ask all you guys over on YouTube, Facebook, share this, let everybody know we on. We back on tonight. All right, man. Let's get into a couple of topics. Before we get into topics, I wanted to ask this, man. Anything? First of all, Howard, you wanted on last week. We talked about the Crawford Spence fight. Anything about that, man? That's still reverberating a little bit in the boxing where this people still talk about this fight, man. I mean, it's getting a little overshadowed now because of some of the things that's been going on. But for the most part, it's they talking about the Crawford fight and Spence, man. So y'all give me y'all's take on that again, Howard, especially you. We talked about it a little bit. First of all, did everybody see the fight, or at least get to re-see it, or the highlights? You didn't see it, Howard?
I saw it.
Oh, you did? Oh,
I
okay. What you
I
think about
saw it. The whole thing. Yeah. Errol Spence ain't in no class with this boy. I don't know if it was because of his car accident. I don't know what it was. I don't know if his eye was still hurting. Man, Crawford is another beast, man. Crawford is gonna go down as one of the greatest to ever do this. And Errol Spence, I don't think he really wanted this fight. Money got him this fight. That money talked for him. But I don't think he wanted this fight, man. And you could see it. Errol Spence was filling him out the first few rounds. Crawford was filling him out the first few rounds. All she wrote after that. All she wrote. Gave him nothing but the business. Look, man, he might not be able to fight again.
Yeah.
He might
I
not be able
mean,
to fight again. They talk about
I,
the detached retina in his eye. I think he made it worse.
oh, he definitely couldn't.
Yeah.
It ain't the same.
Yeah. And Howard, you said he didn't want to take this fight. No, he didn't want to fight anymore
Oh
at
no.
147.
Oh
He
no.
was about to try and move up, but he's in the Charlo camp. They come from the same camp. So they all agreed that they would never fight in the same weight division so that they wouldn't have to fight each other. So Charlo hasn't moved up yet, so that's
Each
why
other.
he was holding on. But
hmm
making that 147 is killing him. You know what I mean? Because that's not, he's a bigger guy now. But to your point earlier, I went back and I watched about 14 or 15 different Errol Spence fights. He's not in the class of a boxer.
hmm
He is very quick. He has power, and he has a feint that gets people moving, and he just knocks
Yeah.
them out. He don't have a boxing bag because no one has ever made him adjust this way. So he hasn't even had time to develop a bag to be able to, when somebody gets you in trouble. They can do this 100 times and I'll put money on, but every day.
Elliot, you got anything to say about the fight?
No, I mean,
Yeah.
he did. I said the
I'm
first
with
couple
you.
of rounds, it probably, it was them filling each other out. And he did dominate. Crawford dominated him after that, up until the knockout. Um, I still say, I mean, I think another fight, Crawford still will win, but I think we get a better
Yeah,
fight. I
Errol
just think
Spence fan.
we prepared for it.
No, it's not going to be a good
Same
fight.
result.
And
I don't think
Hollywood,
it dominated him
they
like that.
took that money fight, but they took it because Errol was about to go up, because Charlo's about to go up. He's gonna have to vacate those 147 belts. The only way to get that fight was to make it for a unification fight. You know what I mean? So they had to do it at 147 just because it got so much money because it was a unification bout. So
Two
that
undefeated fighters.
it's whenever you got a
Oh, yeah.
unification battle when all of them, but now the person is going to be undisputed. Yeah, it don't get much bigger than that. And so I would say to have Charlo go ahead and move up because Bud gonna go take his belts too. Then let Arrow come up, and then they fight for the belts because then they could get that would be a big money rematch. But nobody paying to see that again if they do it next. I'll catch the highlights if they do this in December
Oh,
because
they'll get the
Yeah,
money.
even at
They'll get the money now,
154, Tony, you'll just
I
be.
don't care. I don't know. So that
They
ain't
might
it.
not get
So
your money.
he might have been tired because of getting down, but being tired doesn't change your boxing skills. He had one thing in the bag. That's all he had. He gave it to Bud. Bud ate it, and then Bud adjusted. He had no other bag to go to. Remember, Bud wasn't jabbing him like that at first. He was just trying to keep Arrow from jabbing. He was just doing the stick jab. Then he went to that power jab because
He was filling them out.
I already see what this dude is. I'm not worried about his power, so he gonna eat this every time. And he just changed, and Arrow had no other bag to go to. So that's just what it is. He's a great fighter, but he's a great fighter for people who come in there and taste his power.
Can I say this comment first, Tony?
Oh, go ahead.
Todd, I think Todd is a comedian. Todd says Spence looked like the boxer Jamie Foxx played on in Living.
Hey man, y'all leave Spence alone, man. That's Elliot's dude, man. That's Elliot's dude. I don't think Spence gonna do nothing with that dude, man. They can fight at 154. They can fight in the backyard.
Hey, Elliot,
he can't do nothing with that dude.
He can't.
And it's not even close. It's not even close.
Hey man,
he's not gonna be able to do nothing with him, man.
Nobody gonna beat this man's up, man. This the same dude who grew up with his mama standing outside with $5 trying to pay other people to whip him, and they couldn't do it.
Yeah,
that's the life he lived.
$5
you know what I'm saying? She was the first darn kid. He got his stuff from the street.
What can you say?
All right, well, man, we're gonna talk some NFL. We want to try to get to some NFL. Oh man, I'm sorry about that, fellas. I didn't mean to put that on the screen. I'm sorry. All right, let's talk about some NFL. All right, I'm sorry, fellas. I didn't mean to put that on the screen. Let's talk about some NFL, Elliot. All right, what's your NFL sleeper team to make some noise in the playoffs? Come on, fellas. I'm sorry. Everybody who listening, listen. I'm sorry I put that on the screen. Let's talk about the NFL. Come on, guys. Come on. Get back into it. I apologize for that. All right, let's talk about your sleeper NFL team. That's gonna make some noise in the playoffs. Who you got?
So it depends on first what you define as sleeper, and then two what you define as make some noise. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, my sleeper is somebody who's going to make the playoffs that people may not think have a chance to make the playoffs.
Right.
So, but I don't think they're gonna make no noise when they get there. Is what I'm saying.
First round and out.
First round and out.
So who is that?
So it just depends on what you. So I actually think that the Carolina Panthers are going to win the division.
Man, somebody just said in the comments, man. Y'all remember old Greg, man? Said that the Rams will be back. What y'all think about the Rams?
Man, Rams ain't ready yet.
They'll be formidable, but their time is. I think their time is. They got weaker on the line on the.
I think. Yeah, their time is up, man.
Good. They'll be good, but championship, that's done.
Playoffs?
Yes, it's
No,
In
not the playoff.
NFC too deep.
They
NFC
got
too deep. I
Yeah,
they
don't
they
got a
think
won't
heck
they'll
of
make
a
the
make it.
head
playoffs.
coach though, so you know.
Yeah. So I
They
give
make it
them that,
interesting, but
but
they won't make the playoff.
I think
Sleeper
I
team,
honestly
Jacksonville though.
Jacksonville.
Yeah. Jacksonville. That's gonna
All
be
right,
the
who your
sleeper
sleeper
team.
team? Howard, Dallas.
They made the playoffs last year.
Who?
They made the playoffs last year.
Who? Dallas.
Dallas did. Yeah.
How you think they
But
gonna look? I
It
I, I
might
do
be.
have something. I do have
No,
something.
I think my sleeper team would. I think my sleeper team. Leave me alone, man. Leave me alone, man. I think my sleeper team might be Houston.
It sounds like you
I
might be
like that.
asleep.
They got a
I
quarterback now.
don't.
They
Yeah,
can
bro.
protect him.
Quarterback
I think
quarterback
Houston.
was not their worst problem last year. They got a lot of problems, bro. So
Hey, look, that
Oh
last
yes, he
time that
was.
Howard got, man, you laughing all we don't see you
Where they hit
laughing
the
and you,
quarterback was one of
hey,
them. It was the main one.
this like a Shaolin movie. Look.
yeah, you ain't lying, and he is the drunken master. Yeah,
What?
yeah, Howard, you ain't figure it out.
What happened?
Say something.
Hey, look, man, Greg, my brother said Houston. Oh, hell
But
no! Look, man, we had a
it's the
we
same thing happened
look,
with
man.
y'all. I got a delay.
Autocorrect.
Yeah, autocorrect. Let me fix your thing. Autocorrect. No, man, it's just that
Houston,
people.
he
Huh?
no.
Yeah. Not only that, people just crazy now, man. They say anything now. This week it's just been something. All right,
Got people swimming.
you got people swimming and everything. All right, let's go. What we got here, NFL sleeper. Look, Dr. J gave his top 10 NBA players. We'll get back to some football in a minute. What do y'all think about that list right there? Who's off? Who should be on? What's the crazy one he got on there that shouldn't be on there, and what's the one he missed that he should be on?
You got like 3 or 4 crazy ones.
But we talking
I
about Dr.
mean,
J though.
yeah, I
Right, that's
know.
how I figured.
Right. But what I'm saying is if you would have asked Kareem this same list, there's no way Kareem doesn't put LeBron, Kobe, Shaq. You know what I'm saying? It's like Kareem is looking at it objectively. Magic Johnson, one of them get off my lawn dudes. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's one of
You mean
those
Dr.
old
J?
dudes. Dr. J. Yeah,
Right.
he's one of those dudes that's not respecting the guys that are coming now. But his excuse for this was he can't say LeBron because he's still playing, so he don't know where he will be on this list. And man, that's cap though, because LeBron has already played more years than everybody. If LeBron would have stopped in Miami, he would have been above Jerry West. You know what I'm saying? Like Jerry West doesn't belong on this list in anybody's top 10 that's being objective. Nate Archibald doesn't belong on this list in
Nate don't belong on that list.
anybody who's being objective. I can make an argument for every other person on the list, but when you
Not
throw in
top
and
10,
even
not Karl
and,
Malone,
and
not for
actually
top
not
10.
not Carmelo, and I ain't think about it, not even Elgin Baylor.
Not
So
even
so
Elgin
yeah,
Baylor.
Not
No.
even, yeah.
nah, this ain't nah
Yeah.
The
this
ones the
list.
ones that arguably could be on anybody's top 10 is Bill Russell, right?
Well,
Mm-hmm.
Wilt Chamberlain, Oscar Robertson,
Yeah, and Jordan.
Magic
Kareem.
Johnson,
Oh,
Jordan.
Kareem and Jordan. Yeah, and
Yeah,
Jordan.
Kareem.
Magic
Yeah.
Johnson is
Oh no, I could
he
see
can,
if you go in
he on
top
there,
10.
but if you start thinking about it, you might get to 10 names before you get to Magic.
No, I might get to 10
Oh,
names
I don't know
before him,
about
but it
that.
still don't mean he in most top tens. He deserves to be in most top tens because if you ask me today versus 2 weeks ago, Magic might be in and out on my top 10. It's just because it's so close. It's hard to when you got 50 players that belong in there, it's hard to say. It's just about preference at that point. You know what I mean? And who you
Right.
know.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Well, that went
But that Jerry
so
West was some trash though. He was
Yeah.
trolling.
Elgin Baylor. No.
he
Elgin
was
Baylor was kind of trolling too.
gotcha. They just all right. What we think about the Cowboys, man? You think they gonna make it out of the first round of the playoffs?
They make it to the playoffs. They don't make it out the first round. I'm sorry, Howard. Better luck next year. 25.
I just nah. It's matchup dependent. If they make it to the
Hey,
playoff, because I think it's 3 or 4 teams that
I don't know, man.
they will lose to
I don't know.
easily. And then, but depending on matchup, like if they go and then Seattle won the division and they match up with Seattle, then I can see Dallas beating Seattle. But if they had to play the 49ers, or if they have to play, the Eagles, or if they had to play, I don't say that. So
All right,
I
all
would
right, all right, all
say
right.
it's
All right.
matchup dependent.
Uh,
Antoine Silly.
oh man, all right. We got to get off. We got to get off of that. Since
We didn't
everybody
get
gets
Howard. What Howard say? I ain't hear what Howard said.
well, Howard said something. I just, it was like 20 minutes ago.
Howard was on some. I don't know. He's talking. I hear this little voice, and then the dude
I hear a
over
voice.
there
I
going
think it's
like
somebody in
this.
his living room. Yeah, I'll be like, who in this living room talking? All right. Well, since they say this while
do you have that? And Howard, turn the 8-second delay
Hey,
for
look,
cussing
man.
off. You
Listen, man. I
you know
got
that delay they
no
got in the
comment.
studio.
No
8-second
comment. Do
delay?
they make the playoffs? To go to the first round? What? What you saying?
They gonna make the
I
playoffs.
don't know what you want me to do.
Yeah, they make the playoffs. But do they make it out the first round?
I don't make no comment.
Oh, come on, Howard.
If they do, they do.
I think they lost too much.
If they do, they do. They
Especially
made
if
out
they
the first
lose
round
Martin.
last year, so we can't say they won't.
Especially if they lose Martin. If they lose Martin and they still don't have anybody to take every down, because Pollard is not an every down running back.
Right.
So
That's the
they need
issue
somebody.
right there.
Now if they
Pollard
go
is
sign
not
Dalvin
every
Cook,
down
all
back.
bats are off. If they go sign Dalvin Cook, I think they could challenge for the whole thing. They got to keep Martin, but if they get Martin and keep Cook, I think they could challenge for the whole thing. And watch, they're gonna get Zeke back.
Yeah, I heard they get Zeke back. Might end up back.
Yeah, I heard they.
Well, they're not losing Martin.
They're trying to get Zeke back.
They're not losing Martin.
Martin holding out.
They're not losing who?
They're all pro guard. Martin.
Yeah.
He's like,
he'll be there.
He's holding out.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Did
Martin,
y'all see it? That's not on y'all screen, right? That's just on mine.
He wants an extension.
No, I'm saying, is it just on mine?
He's 2 years away from his extension, but he wants an extension.
What?
The little tag, that's just on my screen, right? That's not on y'all.
What tag?
Oh, okay, no, mind. It's just on mine then. It's just on mine. All right, let me
the topic.
Come on, man.
Oh, y'all see that? Oh, my bad. Let me take that off. I'm sorry. Let me take that off, fellas. Let me take that off. God dang it, how they keep coming up there? All right. I'm sorry.
What you want?
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, man. You want to talk about it? Go ahead, man.
No. Top 5 wide receivers. Top 5 wide receivers in the NFL. Top 5 wide receivers in the NFL.
Go ahead, man.
What, the top 5 wide receivers?
You talking about Montgomery from the
you talking about
Alabama?
I mean, look, hold on, wait. Let me change. Hold on, wait there, y'all. Let me change something there. Let me change something there. Let me do that. There.
That's Bishop, man.
Look, man.
That's Bishop, man.
I got a question, man.
That's you, man.
Listen, man.
And he made it bigger.
Listen, man. Listen. I know we're a sports show. And
you might as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a sports show.
As well.
So there was a wrestling aspect to it. So we can really talk about that. Yeah, no, man, we're not gonna get deep to it. We gotta get deeper to it, but we just got a little bit on here, man. What's your thoughts, man?
Boxing too. Don't forget that part.
The wrestling part was, the old WW with them chairs. But what is y'all's thought? What is y'all's thoughts on this situation, man?
Somebody swam across the river, man, to go. He wanted them hands, man. He wanted all of that smoke. He wanted every piece of that smoke. And he was like, "This is taking too long. Let me get off and get in there." This dude, and then when what I'm saying, Macho Man Randy Savage came in with the chair, it was just taking everybody out, man. I was living WWF, but I was in the WCW days. I was reliving that. They're like Junkyard Dog out there catching everybody in a Royal Rumble. It was hilarious. I had some more
Man.
serious thoughts, but I'm gonna go with the hilarious part.
All right. What do you think, Elliot? You got any comments? Because I mean,
Wow.
You guys,
Jesus.
I missed the whole boat. I missed the boat on it.
on what?
Yo,
You
he
don't know
ain't
what I'm
seen
talking
it
about?
yet.
No.
Man, this might get you banned from the show, man.
Yeah.
You might
Let me
get
know.
you might get banned. Are you
Yeah.
serious? Are you
Let
being
me
serious, or you just don't want to talk
What?
about it?
No, you got me on this one.
let me summarize for you what happened.
There's no way.
I would show the video, but I'm not showing. I'm not gonna show the video.
You can't show the video?
Let
I
me
know.
let
I
me
mean, you can, but I'm
summarize.
not going. I'm not going to. You.
Let me summarize what happened. Some entitled others or the Wahites.
No.
You went too far. You went too. You didn't go
The
far back enough. You didn't talk about the security guard and the boat.
Wow.
no, I'm saying the entitled Wahites decided they're gonna park their boat in a dock in a place where they weren't supposed to. Security guard comes
Okay.
out saying, "Y'all can't be parked here." Wahites say, "I'm gonna park here because we need to do this." And so what happened is he said something to him. The security guard, who's the one black man, said something to him. They gets out the boat. They commences about 4, 5 dudes commence to jump in the dude. But what y'all didn't realize is that y'all didn't see the little toss of the hat. Security guard threw his hat, and apparently that was the bat signal. And so it called us out of. We jumped off a boat by the, I don't know, it was at least 10, 15 people down there who were about to throw down. They called everybody because they was beating the security guard down. The Wahites was beating the security guard down. And then even a woman came in there. But then when they got off that boat, and one guy couldn't wait for the boat to dock. So he jumps off the boat
Yeah.
and he is swimming like, I won't in on this. He swims across the dock, climb up, jumps up, throws a haymaker, ends up throwing 2 people in the water. Y'all ain't catch them other people swimming because of him. It was pretty bad, man. You should probably go and look it up. It was I thought it was a joke at first. And then when you get on Twitter, just know they already got people doing reenactments at pools. It's hilarious. They got it's so yes, you need to go watch it. But yes, what I think about it is the entitlement to not want to do what a black security guard said and then feel the audacity to get out and do what you did, putting hands on this dude. And then somehow he summoned the Avengers because they came out like
That's the truth.
Doctor Strange put the circles and everybody
That's the
just
truth.
jumped out the circle and they
What?
got retribution. You know what I mean? And at first I was getting mad. I was like, man, why only the black people getting arrested? But then I saw they had like 4 or 5 of the Wahites already with the things on and they was walking them around.
Garland say show the video, man.
No, we can't do that.
We can't do that. We can't show the video. You can go
You
watch the
can't show
video. I mean,
can't,
not
okay.
because I'm just saying we can't show the video. It's just
We gonna keep it clean.
We
Keep it clean.
We shouldn't even be talking about it for real, but
We shouldn't even be talking about it.
but it's
Well,
always
what
hard to
it
not.
sound like some boxing. Sound like some boxing or something. Or some
Elliot,
UFC stuff.
I am in shock.
Yeah, man. I missed
Yes.
that.
You might have
Yes,
to
we
turn
should.
the card in.
Yeah, I missed that. I
Yeah,
might
you
Well,
missed it.
if him saying Baker Mayfield won't good,
Me too.
is the greatest, won't enough for him to lose his card. I don't know.
Oh no
I don't
no! I
know.
ain't never said Baker Mayfield was no greatest. Baker what? No.
Oh well,
Even
Well,
his
man,
wife said he won't.
well, you got to go look it up. It's all over. All you got to do if you go on YouTube and put
Even
in
Baker White
Alabama
said he
or
won't good.
Montgomery,
Come on,
it'll
man.
show up on 1,000 different feeds. You can watch it at Hodem anytime you want to look at it. So it was up there. We talked about it a little bit, man. I think it's
Yep.
how would you ain't say you gonna let it slide out because you didn't say anything. So I just want to let you know before I go on. I don't want to just leave you without having to say something before I go. Yeah, you do
Look,
that on
man.
purpose. Okay, go
Look,
ahead.
You gonna get the whole sentence now.
I say justice served. That's all I can say.
Oh,
Period.
Jesus. Oh, that was a lot. All right, well, we got it.
Justice served.
Yeah, it was just. Oh, yeah, yeah. But man, I think it is what it is on that situation. But man, I'm gonna do. I'm doing something. Y'all gonna see it. I'm doing my own little thing on it
Oh
here,
God.
and
Okay, okay.
I'm not holding back when I do mine.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold. I'm gonna
No.
hold. I'm gonna hold back on here because it's a sports show, but I ain't holding back when I do mine. All right, let's move on. Let's move on
Uh-oh.
to something else. Before we go, we gotta go here shortly. Let's get to the wide receivers.
That
We was
was
talking about
sports. Bishop,
it
that
was
was sports.
what part of sports was it?
You had swimming.
Swimming, okay.
You had WWE wrestling.
You did have
You
WWE
had
wrestling.
boxing.
You had boxing. You did track and field of when they ran
Yeah.
in front of
Yo.
yeah. They had track and field.
It
Boxing.
was like, yeah.
Yep. It had a little everything in it, man.
A
But
little bit of this, a little bit of that.
yeah, it's
Okay, I'm not
just
gonna check that out. I
yeah,
missed
you
a
gotta
lot of
go check it out.
entertainment.
You gotta go check it out. It's just that man, in this society, man, it's just a lot of people don't understand, you know, where that energy come from. That energy, they don't a lot of people don't get it
Really?
and don't they don't understand where the energy come from, man. It's
Yeah.
in the air. It's thick. It's palatable. You can
Mm-hmm.
feel that
It's
energy,
there.
man. And I'm just afraid that not afraid, but I'm concerned that if something doesn't happen, it's almost like it's coming to a head.
Mm-hmm.
Bruh.
Because now it's almost like you can't. They people not even taking anything. You know, it's like we ready. Well, it's like people are ready. To do anything. So that entitlement got to
Well,
change somehow,
That's
and
right.
Yo.
That's right.
you
Yo.
know because
That's mm,
because that's a serious thing, and
I mean,
and
that's
that
where we at. If you can push your way in the White House and get away with it, I mean, anything go, right?
It really
nah,
does.
bruh. I'm just telling you myself. I stopped at a
Yes.
rest stop with my family. When I tell you that everything in that rest stop stopped and looked at us all the way into the bathroom and then back to our car, I ain't never felt so unsafe. I was like, yo, I had to go. I stood at the women's bathroom, got my boys, told them, y'all get together. So right in eyesight, it was that bad. Like, dude, stop having conversation and looking. And I didn't think that existed anymore.
yeah, no, it's a rough
So
time, man. It's a rough time, and a lot of that, being all of us being Christians, it's just a rough situation because you know what you know what you should be, as far as the whole love and all of that,
Right.
but the rest of the people ain't
Mm-hmm.
living that Christian
Mm.
code. They living
Mm.
that look, put your
Everybody ain't
hands on
got
me.
that.
Everybody ain't got that, and sometimes it's just it is what it is. So I just don't say a lot on here, but I will be saying a lot here shortly.
oh,
Because it's you gotta somehow you gotta somehow get it. They gotta somehow understand that there is a different energy in the world. It's
yeah,
a different energy in the world right now, and anytime people will dive off a dock to swim to another dock to help somebody, and that
That's right.
30 years ago, 20 years ago, somebody might have just like, oh, leave them alone, that kind of thing. But nowadays it ain't like that. So, and let me say one other thing before I let y'all
That's
go.
right.
And because
yes,
and
That's
because I'm
right.
the church, and because we not only represent for sports, we represent,
That's right.
man. Our white brothers and sisters gotta speak up, man. They can't
Mm.
they can't be silent in these moments because silence, it speaks volumes. In these situations, you got to speak up and be like, look, that's just a wrong situation um, to be in, and so we've got to deal with that. So, but that's just the brevity of it. All right, I had somebody coming in looking at me, so that took my attention. Like, all right, man, look, somebody, I see them. We talking like we got sense. Them people in the comments, man, they are. Hey, look, y'all in the comments, man. I tell you, y'all need to be something. Y'all need to be ashamed of yourself. Y'all don't have no filter or nothing. Y'all just in the comments. People talking about tag me in. They got fist emojis.
Hey, Greg, I ain't had to grab a chair. But let's just say I know all my amendments too. So I was all right.
Will do. All right, fellas, let's get off of that. We got 15 minutes before we have to let it go. Let's get to these top wide receivers. We did last week. We did top quarterbacks in the NFL. This week we're doing top 5 wide receivers in the NFL. So what do you got for your top wide receivers in the NFL, guys? I'm gonna put the list on here. I think I had a list. Let me see if this is it right here. Yeah, that's it. That's what most of y'all had. They tell us, oh man, that's funny. They just don't let it go. Look, man, we move. Y'all put in the comments, put your top five wide receivers. He say, let us your choice for a moment. That's funny. All right, let's go.
I can't go with this because my number 1 is not on this list.
Yeah, I see you had Cooper Kupp, didn't you?
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp.
Why did you?
I mean, when you lead the league in receptions, receiving yards, and receiving touchdowns, you go under the radar because others are bigger names. They make flashier plays, but there's no wide receiver in the NFL that is reliable as Cooper Kupp. Everybody's great. I'm not disputing everybody else's greatness, but if you look at the stats, Cooper Kupp is a dude that just does not. He gets open. It doesn't matter who his quarterback is. He came in and made Tampa Bay think Baker Mayfield was good enough to sign because he was throwing the ball to Cooper Kupp. This is what I'm saying, man. The dude, he doesn't get respected as much as he deserves. And so I think because he gets open. He's not as fast as like a Tyreek Hill or something like that, but he gets open as well, if not better than everybody else on that list. And then he catches everything. He doesn't have drops, and then run after the catch. Believe it or not, he's up there with Tyreek Hill. No disrespect to everybody else on that list, but to have a top 5 without Cooper Kupp on it. And I think A.J. Brown should be in here somewhere too. But I'll let y'all argue A.J. Brown out, but Cooper Kupp belongs there.
Well, let me ask you this. Since y'all had the same Howard Elliott, same 5, what do you think about that Cooper Kupp? Did y'all feel like y'all just missed him, y'all bypassed him, or do you feel like he shouldn't be on the list?
No, I had Cooper Kupp at about 6 or 7, and he is good. He did not lead in receptions or yards last year, but he was up there.
Not last year. The year before, he led in all 3 categories.
He did. But
right,
so
and then last year he didn't have a quarterback and was still there. He didn't have a quarterback the whole year. Matthew Stafford played, I think, 4 games. Dude, they were running with backups all year.
I'm not saying he's not good, Tony. I'm not just saying he's just not in the top 5. Maybe 6 or 7. I mean, give or take, but top 5. I think these guys right here exceed what he's doing and their effect on their team and where they at. I don't see Kupp. Rams are not even gonna make the playoffs.
And when has that ever been a wide receiver?
I was gonna say, do you have to make the playoffs to be the top 5 receiver?
You got to have some kind of effect on the game on the team.
Calvin Johnson ain't hardly ever go to the playoffs, and he was still that dude, period. There was no receiver in the league better than Calvin Johnson when he was in there. So that has nothing to do, and they ain't go to nobody's playoffs because the wide receiver don't control in an ultimate team sport. A wide receiver ain't the one who control whether or not a team go to the Super Bowl.
Howard, we can see your phone.
So who? Okay.
What?
So who do you pull off that list to put Cup up there? I mean, I don't get it.
So if you go by, honestly, I could make a case for removing Hill. I can make a case for removing Devontae Adams. Because just like everybody say Brett Favre wasn't as good without Devontae Adams, Devontae Adams went and they had Carr. Carr ain't no scrub. He wasn't the same
And
Devontae Adams. So what I'm saying is,
he still was a 1,000-yard receiver.
Yeah, dude. But what I'm saying is, as far as yards, he wasn't up there with other names on this list. Now, as far as a complete receiver, I like possession receivers. I like guys who can get open and get catches in big time plays. Most third down conversions, Cooper Kupp. Other than the tight ends, because Kelsey, Kittle, I think they were all over him. But a complete receiver, Tyreek Hill is less of a complete receiver. I still have him up there. Here's the thing: you can't go wrong with any name on this list if you had to draft one or whatever.
Facts.
That's not it. This is not to denigrate them, but if you want to go simply by what they did last year, Adams could come off. You know what I'm saying? AJ Brown will be over that. If you want to go by like the last 3 or 4 years, then you can't say Chase because he's new, even though we feel like he's up and coming or whatever. So it just depends on what criteria. If you ask me, am I starting the team? If I end up having to have Cooper Kupp as my first pick, I'm not gonna be disappointed.
Howard,
so I guess that's the real question.
Go ahead, Elliot. Go ahead.
So I guess that's the real question. When you say top 5 wide receivers, are we talking about for the last couple of years, or based off what they did last year, or going into
or
this
based
year
on what you think they're
up?
going into this year? Yeah. So
if
you
into this year.
So if you say going into this year,
Kupp can't go in the top 5 then. 6 or 7.
Yeah, because I don't really have any faith that they're gonna be able to duplicate and he'll be able to do those numbers. But I don't know, man.
But like
you
said, you can make a case to move up or down any of these guys.
Howard, you think Kupp should
that's
stay,
why I
or you
put
think
Hopkins and everybody up there?
You should put somebody else or lead the 5 that you got.
I don't see no Cowboys up there.
Hold on, wait. Right before the show go up, we'll hear what Howard got to say.
Well, I mean, he had a down season last year, but he
that was a long delay.
Yeah. I'm still echoing, man.
No, it's like you say something and then it's like 10 seconds later we hear what you say.
Anyway, he could be a good choice. Any of them guys up there, man. That's where I look at it. Any of them guys up there, even Kupp.
Gotcha. All right. So any like you say, any one of them 5, I mean any one of these, you're gonna be okay with any one of them.
I don't know what it is.
Absolutely.
I can't tell you.
All right, we'll do. All right, last thing, man. Look, Anthony Davis signed a 3-year extension for the Lakers, man. Do y'all think that's going to turn around and be a good contract for the Lakers or a good contract for Anthony Davis?
Yeah.
Okay. He asked it 2 questions ago. Okay. So it's going to wind up being a good deal for both. Simply because this deal gives them flexibility. He's a max guy. This is just what the new max is.
What you say?
It's not. He was just next up. So keeping your guys, you got to have Anthony Davis if LeBron retires to want to draw somebody else to come over there and want to play with him. You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep AD. So it's going to wind up being a good deal for the Lakers because they get to keep their star. It's going to be a good deal for AD because with all his injuries, some security is what he needs. So I think it'll wind up being good for both.
All right, Elliot.
Yeah, I think it's a good deal for both. LeBron, each year when he come into the next season, he's always looking at the possibility of retirement. He decides whether he still got the drive, if he can be competitive. That's how he going to each season. And we don't know. He say you want to wait and play a season with his son, but he might just decide is it. And like Tony was saying, the Lakers do need somebody to attract, maybe somebody to be long alongside Davis, and that was the best move, signing the extension to keep him on a little while.
Howard.
Am I on now?
Yeah, but way better, way better.
I don't know what happened, but it's gonna help Anthony Davis. You know, LeBron and them. You like you said, you don't know. LeBron wants to play with his son, but who knows what's going to happen with that because of what just happened to his son. So I think it'll help both of them too. I'm with that. I think it'll help both sides.
I don't think it'll help nobody but Davis. I don't think
Let
Davis
me
is healthy enough. I think he's too. It ain't. I don't think he gonna live up to it. Only good thing the Lakers is it's just a 3-year extension. So it ain't gonna be
yeah,
like they did a 5-year or something like that where they're gonna be tied
yeah.
down to him. It ain't but 3
Let
years. So
let me
I can
let me
respect
tell
that.
y'all.
Uh-huh.
Everybody's worried about when LeBron is gonna go. Let me tell you when LeBron is gonna go. If they announce next week that they are taking bids for the expansion team and they're gonna do two, LeBron James is gonna retire
and buy a
because he
team.
wants to be a part of the ownership group that buys a team in Las Vegas. So I'm telling you, I don't think his prolonging his career is about as much about Bronny as it is about being positioned to come in when that happens. So he collecting as much paper as he can because he's made it clear that he wants to be on the ownership group for that team specifically.
For what team specific?
So if they do an expansion team in Las Vegas, so
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. Well, yeah, I think Davis is going to be the one to get on this deal, man. How y'all think LA going to do? I think they got a decent team, a decent squad. Who do you give the favorites to in the NBA for next year? Phoenix?
I like Phoenix, um, Golden State.
I think Denver still until proven otherwise.
yeah,
It's a
I
big
don't, I
loss
Boston
don't,
come
that they
back
lost.
strong.
What's that guard?
Brown.
Uh,
So here's the thing. Denver, I respect them. They're gonna do what they do. I just don't think. I think they got everything to bounce their way this year. As far as the contracts, with them being able to get Brown, with them being able to get the trade for Caldwell Pope, with the what I'm saying, your boy actually being healthy, in the playoffs, both Porter and Jamal Murray, everything went well for them. I honestly think the best teams that are going to come out of the West, the biggest wild card is the Clippers. If everybody's healthy, the Clippers has what it takes to be able to do that. Problem is you can't depend on everybody to being healthy. I think the Lakers are right there, but I think Phoenix above everybody else is probably the team that I don't see a weakness in that team. In a playoff series, if everybody's healthy, I think they're I think they're just going to be too much. So my favorites would be Phoenix.
Gotcha. Hey, do y'all think this Damian Lillard trade going to happen?
I don't.
Yeah.
They just got rid of Hero, so I don't. And he was one of the pieces, so
Where
I don't.
Hero
Whoa.
go? I missed that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Hero is still there. They got rid of Oladipo.
You sure? I thought I just.
Yeah.
No. Hold on, man. Let me go into
They
this thing.
got rid of Oladipo.
Let me make
Unless
sure
they
that
did
my
it when the
Let's
season
get this
started.
stuff
sources is
together,
right.
Howard. Let me get my chair. Let me get my chair. Pull out my white chair. What you say? yourself together. Elliot, I'm still shocked that you haven't heard about that.
That slipped past me, man.
That means
I'm
if you haven't heard about it, that means your wife haven't heard about it either. Because that's the kind of stuff you share with each other.
No, Howard, he's still there. They got rid of Victor Oladipo.
Yeah.
I know they got rid of Victor. I thought they were saying last week, well, maybe they're talking about him going somewhere else, but it wasn't Miami.
Yeah, that's something.
Well, he hurt his knee again last year, so.
I mean, he hurt his knee.
Who hurt his knee?
Yeah.
Victor Oladipo.
Okay.
Yeah, he hurt his knee. He hurt his knee every year. All right, what's up to y'all guys? What you guys want to touch on before we leave? Anything y'all want to talk about before we leave?
He said Miami.
Let's touch on the Washington.
Washington Redskins?
I don't think so.
The Commanders.
I'm sorry. God, I'm sorry. Yep. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to call them Redskins. That's just a force habit. Hey, y'all think that they gonna do anything? I don't think they gonna do anything.
No, man, they ain't gonna make no noise.
Who's that? The Lakers?
Who, Bishop?
The Commanders.
Who you talking about? The Lakers?
Philadelphia gonna repeat.
Washington, please, man.
Dallas should finish second. Giants, and then the Commanders gonna finish last.
Yeah, they gonna be in the booth with their walkie-talkies.
Yo, so you say that, Howard, but to be honest, if they had any kind of offensive consistency last year, they would have won a lot more games. So now they got Howell in there. You know, he got a couple starts under him. They like what he's doing. If he comes in there is a little bit better than Heineke, it ain't like they don't have weapons. You know what I'm saying? They got so many weapons. Gibson can't even really get the ball
until he play a whole season. Until he play a whole season, I don't care who they got back there right now. How old is going to play a whole season? Let's find out, bro. Let's find out, bro.
The rest of the teams in the division are a lot better. I mean, we got.
And let's not discount Eric Bieniemy is coming over there to run the offense.
Yeah, and they getting them total control.
I mean,
I feel bad for him. I feel real bad for him.
Man, listen. That dude was in. How long was he in KC?
Like 5 or 6 years.
If they didn't elevate him to run the offense, there's a reason.
No, not when your head coach is the dude that ain't giving up the plays. Man, that's Andy Reid, dude. Come on, man. If we was talking about anybody else, if we was talking about Mike McCarthy, then I'd be with you. We talking about Andy Reid, bro.
Right. Andy gonna run the offense.
I mean, I know, but some man. All right, we'll see how he do when he run the offense over there. We'll see how
so
he
do.
He back in Kansas City in 2 years.
That's what I say, man.
Yeah, when he back in Kansas City.
That's what I say.
That's what I say. 3 years.
The OC that's running the offense and not calling the plays. Let's remember, McVay didn't call the plays, but he was the OC. Turned out to be a pretty good head coach. Same thing with Shanahan. He didn't call the plays because Gruber was calling the plays. Worked out pretty good for Shanahan. I'm just saying, you could be an OC that don't call the plays and then still wind up being that dude when you go somewhere else.
All right, well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. All right, fellas, well, we enjoyed this, man. We spent a big segment talking about the Montgomery Alabama brawl.
I'm ready to go watch the video.
Which was better, Errol Spence fight or the Montgomery brawl? No.
Say that again. What did you say? I ain't hear you.
I say, which one was better, the Crawford Spence or the Montgomery brawl?
I'm done.
Man, it's crazy because it's close. Hey, it's close. Both of them could have been on pay-per-view.
Both of them
could have been on.
Man, I gotta go see this.
Yeah, hey, it was crazy, Elliot. It was like 8 rounds too. It was like 8 different janks, 8 different rounds of excitement. It wasn't just one jank. It was like 8 different things you could watch. You know what I'm saying? And it was it was a lot of similarities between the Errol Spence Crawford fight and the Montgomery Alabama brawl. It was a lot of similarities. Both of them with TKOs. Yeah.
Dude,
both of them with stoppages.
think
A
a
whole
cross
lot.
between the Spence Crawford fight and Big Show versus the Undertaker,
Yeah,
tables and chairs match.
it was a
If
lot.
they had a baby, that's what we got.
That's what we got. That's what we got. We're gonna leave it with that, man. You need to go check it out, Elliot. Come talk to us next week. Come back in the comments, Elliot, and talk about it. When you watch it, go back in the comments and reply to all the comments about the Montgomery
I'm
thing.
gonna drop
It might have been 2 people on the planet Earth that don't know about it. You are one of them, and that's a shame.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys next Tuesday, 9 o'clock
And you
p.m.
one
for
of them.
more sports talk. Unfiltered.
It happens, man.